sister. I am finally going to have a little bit of tea before Noah and I head out. We have a birthday party to go to. One of our baby cousins turned 5 today, and it's always wonderful to spend some time with family and to celebrate every occasion. But before I head out, I have to get my mind right and have some tea. I was able to go to Brooklyn Tea this following week and grab a few different teas. So I have a cream Earl Grey. I have a Welconda, which is caffeine free, filled with antioxidants and relaxing. It says that this is a mystical blend of 2 herbs. It makes the citrus and smooth tea like something straight out of a comic book. I think I want to try that one today. But I also got Very Berry, which is refreshing, has vitamin C, anti-inflammatory. It is sweet and tart fruit bombs with hibiscus and specially chosen berries. I forgot to tell you about the Earl Grey. The Earl Grey is again called the cream Earl Grey. Anti-anxiety, stress relief, and great for digestion. It has hints of vanilla, bergamot, and cornflower petals. But I'm going to try the Welconda today. So I'm going to move these out of the way. And just want to check in with you because it's been a minute and we're starting to do a lot of things around the house. We just celebrated you've probably seen from my last short, our 22nd month anniversary. And yes, I am still counting every day, every hour, every month like, it's a newborn baby, because my marriage is so precious to me and I am grateful for the opportunity to be married to such a wonderful man. So we celebrated our 22nd month anniversary, quickly coming up to 2 years in May. And since then, we have been settling into this house and really trying to make changes again that will allow it to work for the both of us. I've lived in this house for 14 years with my children as they were growing up, and now I only have one child left at home, my son, who's 13, and just my husband and I. And throughout the time I lived here with the kids, we pretty much were just living, working, going to school, doing a day-to-day hustle and grind. Now I have a lot more time and I want to make this a home. I want to make this a place that my children want to come back to and they always feel at home in. I don't want it to turn into being like grandma's house where it is kind of stuffy and outdated. It feels familiar, but it's not really where they want to be. So I'm working on making sure I maintain our home. Really, the personalities that Frank and I have are modern, clean lines, sleek. I do love color, but not sure how I want to implement that opposed to the, the blues and the turquoises that you will normally see when you look around my house. But I'm thinking of painting our dining room, and let me just flip this over so you can see the space that I'm talking about. I'm going to just flip our camera over so you can take a look. And this is the dining room. You see, we have an open floor plan here, and it's kind of like railroads from the front door, the living room, dining room, and the kitchen here that I'm in is in the back. But I'm thinking about doing this dining room in a pop of color. I was thinking about a terracotta or a poppy or just something that'll be nice and bright, but not that will, take away from my calm environment that I love to have and love to walk into. But if you have any ideas, give me some suggestions in the comments. And I think I'm going to play around with some color combos on Bear just to see how that looks. So I'm going to go ahead and get my tea going so that I could talk to you about some of the other things that I am embarking on and doing. All right, so I already have some water boiling over in my fellow brewer. I'm going to use this cast iron kettle today, and using the Welconda. I'm not going to do too much, but just I'll say about a teaspoon and a half. Don't smell a lot in here. It's caffeine free. I probably should have had something with some caffeine since I'm going to be with little kiddos. But let's see. I'll probably brew it a little longer. So it says to steep this one for 5 minutes at 212 Fahrenheit. I'm going to go check on my fellow to make sure it's still hot. I also like to add in my teas just a little turbinado cane sugar. Just a little bit. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon because many times I do like tea without any sweeteners. So I can really focus on tasting the different herbs in the tea. But I'm going to just put 1 teaspoon of the turbinado. Going to turn that fellow up. I had it on 208, so I'm going to just turn it up to 212 and bring that up to a nice boil again. So in addition to getting our home a little bit more homey, I think I told you last that I was turning one of my children's rooms into a closet, because although I had a walk-in closet in the master suite, it is still kind of small. Frank and I both love clothes. I'm not going to say we love clothes. We have clothes. We like clothes. We enjoy clothes. I have more shoes than anything else, shoes and bags, but we just needed another space. That one walk-in closet was not at all going to work for us. And in order to have a happy marriage, I decided to move upstairs. So upstairs, I just added into one of the bedrooms, it's a smaller room, some rolling garment racks. And right now, I am going to use those for my clothes because I don't want to build it out fully as a closet just yet. We may move into a condo or a vacation home or somewhere else, and we'll utilize this space as an Airbnb when we are not occupying it. And so I don't want to permanently have that room be off limits to a family if there's anybody else who need it for other than a closet. Learning how to adjust this camera. Now, that's one of the things that I'm going to spend more time doing this coming week, is learning the different settings, because it is so much to it. And it is, I think I told you that Frank allowed me to go ahead and make the investment in this Osmo DJI Pocket 3. It's like a create a combo pack camera, and it's so small and compact. It's very cute. I'm able to use it when we go to restaurants, and it's not very intrusive when other people are dining like my cell phone would be. You really can't see it. It's more inconspicuous, and when I take the pictures and things for my Yelp over our table, I don't feel like, I'm not being a good dinner guest. So I'm going to let this steep for about 5 minutes. I'm looking forward to it. Today was a great day. I tried to make it to church. Got up. We was all ready to go. Drove clear up 20 West to get to our sanctuary. And the traffic heading into the sanctuary, not even a sanctuary, the traffic on the interstate to get off at the exit for my church was so backed up on the highway I was in it like for about 15 minutes at a standstill, just waiting to creep up to get to the exit on the highway. And by that time, I just saw my time going and going. And I put on the service on my phone and started, watching it from the car. But I was getting more anxious and more stressed because I hate being late for church. And I thought I was leaving at an appropriate time. However, didn't really consider that it's Easter Sunday. Everybody and their mama will be in church on Easter Sunday. So I needed to leave and probably get there instead of the normal time, like about, I probably needed to be at church at 10:30. Even though service didn't start until 11, I needed to be there at 10:30, which means I need to leave my house at about 10 o'clock to 10:15 to get there on time. Today I left the house at 10:30, which brought me towards the exit at about 10:45. But with the traffic and the lack of movement, that didn't motivate me to want to stay in it, because I was thinking, even let's say I get there and I still get into church late, probably about 11:30. I don't want to sit like in the nosebleed section, and I don't want to fight to get out of church at the end of service. So yeah, no, and I just deviated out of that line and continued up, and to come back the other way, to come back home, which was traffic coming back the other way was similar, because they were, coming from 20 East to try to get off at the church too. So that line didn't look any better. But we made it home. We turned on the service and had a celebration at home, which was really good. Because, the bottom line is, we came to celebrate Jesus. We came to celebrate Christ, and that he is risen. So it wasn't so much that we had to specifically be in a sanctuary, because we go to church, but where our hearts was, and so I didn't mind. It was just that I woke up with the intention and got all decked out and all cute and wore my 2-hour heels to go to church this morning. So while we're waiting on the tea, I did also want to tell you, a couple episodes back, I told you about some really great books that I read prior to getting married that I think you'll find beneficial. And I continue to read and build my, build up my knowledge in the area of relationships and marriage. One of the books that I just read is called Us Against the World, and it's by David and Tamala Mann. You may be familiar with them from the gospel stage plays, or Tamala Mann's Grammy Award winning song and singing career. She made the song Take Me to the King. But also you may know them from their Tyler Perry shows, Meet the Browns. Well, anyway, they authored a book called Us Against the World that kind of highlights their marriage for the many years, the trials that they have gone through, the ups and downs. I listened to the audiobook, and it is 6 hours, and it goes by like this though, because the book is narrated, the audiobook is narrated by both David and Tamala, and they're crazy. As you know, David is crazy, and he's funny, and so the narration, it is just like they're talking. It is really just like they're talking. And it's somewhat like a workbook with practical tips and advice on how to continue to grow in your marriage, how to face obstacles, how to use your gifts in your marriage, and finding the gift in each other that God placed y'all together. So it is very inspiring highly recommend it. I think you will enjoy it and love the opportunity to learn a little bit more about them and take some of their relationship advice, because they've been together. They've been married for over 30 years. And they've been together longer. And some of the trials that they've been through are things that you wouldn't consider. And you may feel that you're going through something that nobody else could understand when, marriage gets hard. But I've learned, as I continue to listen to other people and read their books and biographies and kind of find out more about them behind what you see publicly, you will learn some of the trials that they've been through in their marriage will make you say, it's only God. Only God who can help keep people thriving after they've been through some of the situations that they've been through. And, I'm grateful to God for their testimony and for their witness. It helps me stay encouraged, so that I know when we have hard times that, it's going to pass. It's not going to be like we are the first, this too will pass. So far we've had, I'd say it's been just really good. Very smooth sailing. But again, we're only going on 2 years. So, you tell people that's the honeymoon stage. And it could also be that, it is our second marriage. So there are many things that I know I'm doing differently in this marriage that I didn't do in the first. And I also know that I've grown. I've grown in my patience. I've grown in my expectations. And I have just grown in myself to realize that I don't necessarily need him to do certain things or to fall in a particular line in order to do things myself, right? So that's like a big takeaway from my first marriage, that I can still be in a good relationship with somebody who has different perspective, a different point of view, and even sometimes different hobbies. And we can still have a great fellowship and a good union. So, my first marriage, I pretty much thought that everything that I did, he should want to do. And if he doesn't want to do it, then there's something wrong with us. We're not getting along, and that's not true. So I'm going to taste this Wakanda, and then I will let you know how it tastes before I let you go. This is so hot. It's soft. It's subtle. It's very soft and subtle. It almost tastes like chamomile is in here, along with some flowers. I'm sure I did see flowers in it. But it says, the blend of 2 herbs makes this citrus and smooth tea like something straight out of a comic book. I wouldn't say straight out of a comic book, because I'm thinking comic book, I was thinking a little bit some more pow, wow, bam. You hear comic book, you're looking for like that, maybe like some snap, crackle pops or some pop candy in here. But it is very soft and smooth. And it is a great tea to have on a Sunday afternoon. So cheers to you. I look forward to having a little bit more tea time with you and more discussion. And I'll keep you updated on what color we decided to go with. So until we meet again, have a great week.